The Syrian civil war has created one of the greatest humanitarian crises in history. There are about 4 million Syrian refugees living in nearby countries and some 7 million internally displaced people. Now, Russia's involvement is threatening to make the situation even worse. The U.S.-based humanitarian aid group Mercy Corps is helping some 500,000 people inside Syria every month. Joining us now is Mercy Corps Vice President Michael Bowers. He recently testified before Congress about this. You recently told Congress the Russian involvement in Syria could lead to a greater humanitarian crisis. How so?
That's right. We're very concerned, we're gravely concerned that further escalation by these military actions will only intensify people's need to flee for safety and security. We're already very concerned that many people may be fleeing towards the border of Turkey and other areas to seek refuge. So we are very concerned that additional airstrikes, additional military actions only makes the situation worse.
Russia says it's there to fight ISIS, but could their involvement actually lead to ISIS controlling more territory?
Well, here's what I can tell you. Territory continues to be an issue for all of our humanitarian actions. So whether it's ISIS controlled or controlled by the government of Syria, it's very important that we achieve the ability to reach people in need. So additional military combats in the space makes it very hard. So whether ISIS is controlled or the government of Assad, we need to be able to access people in need.
There are displaced people and cut-off communities in Syria that rely on outside aid. Explain their situation for our audience.
Well, if you can imagine living in a camp for the last 5 years, your situation is not very good. Aid continues to decline because humanitarian funding is not reaching all the needs possible, and you're getting to a point where you're wondering if you'll ever return home. So these camps, though, we do our best to provide essential services, education, food, shelter. That is not an ideal place to be as an individual or a family.
So this Russian situation could affect your ability to deliver life-saving aid to these communities.
Oh, absolutely. Any military action, frankly, that complicates our ability to move freely in areas that we previously had been working does not help. Aerial strikes, again, are unpredictable, they're rapid, and we've seen in some cases where strikes will happen twice in the same place. So people may go back to see who's injured and only be hurt again.
What could happen to these communities if you're no longer able to provide aid?
Well, people have very few choices. They stay and try to recover what they can, or they flee. And so, for us, we need to negotiate a way to try to bring essential services where people are at. That is where they wish to be. And if that's not possible, then people have very few choices than other displaced again.
What kinds of contingency plans are you and other groups making right now?
Well, we know by history that due to military actions, we need to pre-position stocks. So in Turkey and other areas, we may actually build up additional warehouse facility with stock to provide in case there's a surge of refugees or internally displaced people. So we are doing our best right now to accommodate that planning.
What action are you recommending the U.S. government take?
Well, first of all, I would ask your viewers to write to your congressman, write to your senator, and insist and demand that the awareness that has been slowly building in the last few weeks over this crisis continue to show pressure, both from congressional action to help fund humanitarian aid, as well as put political pressure to work with the White House, to work with our allies in the region to put a political path, a political solution in place. Humanitarian aid alone cannot solve this crisis clearly, so we do need a political resolution to bring peace.
Michael Bowers of Mercy Corps, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.